Hey there! You're listening to Sunsisterpodcast. This podcast is following my interrail trip across Europe during the spring of 2023. For 3 months, I interviewed women I met along the road to talk about their personal stories and women's rights in their country. Today, you'll be listening to Katja from Slovenia. Katja is a 20 years old, gracious and kind-hearted person. I contacted her through Couchsurfing as I was looking for a place to stay when I arrived in Slovenia. Even if she couldn't host me, she wanted to participate in the podcast. So we met in Maribor in a small coffee shop just before I took a train for Ljubljana. It was in late April 2023. In this episode, we talked about her love for animals, Michelle Obama, and the Slovenian award for the most sexist statement of the year. Enjoy! Alright, so Katja, welcome to this episode.
I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. So just to give some context, we are in Maribor, which is your hometown in Slovenia.
Yeah.
And we met through Couchsurfing because I was looking for a place to stay.
Yeah.
And
I turned you down.
No.
Sorry.
God, like it's all good, but you replied
so
me and you were like, I can host you, but we can meet for the podcast and to meet each other and to have a coffee. So
it was a great decision.
So I always start by asking my guests, what is your inner weather today?
I think the same as it is now. It's like the sun after the storm or the rain, which is like, it just gives me this fresh start, rejuvenated energy, and it's just so peaceful. And it was kind of hectic before, I had to take care of my friend's dog, and we went for a hike on the hill, Pohorja, and I just kind of got lost because I forgot to take track of the times. And it was just hectic, but now I feel so like at ease, at peace.
I think it's a very good description of yourself. Sun after the storm. Like also for me this day was a bit stormy, so yeah, that's perfect. So Katja, you were born and raised in Slovenia. Can you please tell us what is your life story?
Oh yeah, I have to keep this short because I could keep just talking and talking. I'm I'm very talkative. Yeah, I was born and raised in Maribor, in Radvanja actually, which is a part that it's like on the bottom of the hill. So it's like we are super connected to nature. As I said, we go like for these little hikes that are like half an hour, or you could go to like all the way up to the hill, and that would take you like an hour and a half. And we go skiing in winter.
Amazing.
So I was just kind of always in tune with nature, and consequently with myself, with my own body, with my own thoughts.
Love that. Wow.
And yeah, my mom's a teacher, my dad's a lawyer, so they just kind of been like the yin and yang in me, because they're kind of the polar opposites, but they still kind of make it work, because my mom is like super emotional, into literature, into like studying, learning new things, exploring new ideas, traveling, and my dad is just super rational, he has to know every next move he's gonna make. He like was super successful as a lawyer, and like he's not a big reader. He just like hasn't probably read a like proper book since like high school, like a non-lawyer book. He only reads like the newspapers and like lawyer related stuff. So I like to say I'm the best of both worlds, but I have kind of my faults, but look-wise, I look totally like my dad.
That's so cool, girl. Yeah. And you're 20 years old, right?
Yeah.
And you want to study psychology, you told me, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna study psychology in Maribor, hopefully, in October. if I get in, but I probably will get in because I did well in high school. So I'm super excited. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm wondering if there is one thing that makes you vibrant in your everyday life.
Vibrant. I think that would be my love for music. I love to sing.
Amazing.
I love to dance. I have the I finished the we call it nižja glazbena, lower music school, like the basic music school. So that was like 6 years or 7 if we count like the year when you're like 5 years old, but you like prepare to even be accepted.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say my love to music and my love for animals. I love dogs. I'm a huge dog person. But I'm probably getting a dog like this summer.
Really?
Yeah.
Lucky you.
It's like ever since I remember knowing that I'm Katja or being aware of myself, I remember I wanted to have a dog. And I'm 20 now, so it's about time.
I love that. Well, thank you so much. Are you in touch with your inner child?
Definitely.
I can see that.
Yeah, I'm super I try my best. I'm not perfect by any means, but I just think that in this world we're kind of learn to be super serious and don't show emotion. And I think that not showing emotion, or not showing them, but the problem is when we start not showing emotion, we start suppressing them. And when we start suppressing emotions, that's bad, not even only for your mental health, also for your physical health.
Mm-hmm.
Because things I heard this in an interview, and this lady said the things you suppress. It was Demi Lovato actually.
Oh.
Yeah, in her documentary about being addicted to drugs and stuff. And she was the things you suppress, they're gonna come out eventually, but probably 10 times worse, And yeah.
Now if we focus on your country of origin, how would you describe the situation for women and gender minorities in Slovenia?
I would say for women it's good actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I think in more rural areas, in the countryside, women would be expected to do more of the household work.
All right.
But also men would also have to work. They would just do the physically more demanding jobs. But here in Maribor, it just doesn't really matter. And I kind of grew up with this strong mother figure that kind of taught me I could reach for the stars. And this is super random, but my favorite book my favorite book growing up was Pika Nogavička, which is Pippi Longstrump.
Okay. Oh, I think I know her.
You should. She has the freckles, the ginger hair, and braids. And the thing with her, I'm just going to make it super simple, right? There are several books and several movies and series and cartoons, but she is the strongest girl. She lives on her own in the villa called Bila Čiračara in Slovenian, and she can hold a horse by her hands. With her hands, she is strong.
Cool.
She is a powerhouse, and she's not afraid of anyone. And she was my favorite.
Example.
Yeah, she was such a role model for me growing up, and I still think about this book from time to time. And I probably would have been a different person if my mom wouldn't have read that to me every night before I went to bed when I was 4 or 5.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, girl. Thank you so much. Do you remember the first time you experienced gender inequality?
I don't know about the first time, but I did have a pretty traumatic experience this summer.
Okay.
I needed to get some help, but I'm okay now, and today now I would say I'm happier than ever, as Billie Eilish would say in one of her songs. It's like one of my favorite songs, so I had to mention it.
All right.
So it's okay, you know.
All right,
what
girl.
doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Another song.
Yeah, I agree so much with this.
Yeah,
really. Is there one thing that you are proud of your country does for women and gender minorities?
I think we kind of have an award which is called Bodeča Neža, and it's like for the most sexist statement of the year.
Really?
Yeah. So, but it's kind of not like we support the statement.
Yeah, it's like to
shame it. Yeah.
I love
that's
this.
super cool. Yeah, I'm glad I remembered it, because when you asked, I was like blank in the head. What am I gonna say?
No worries.
Yeah, that's amazing.
What was the last one? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I think one was like that men have to be so like restrained that there's no sexual tension between men and women anymore.
Okay.
But I don't know what the last one.
No.
But it's also funny because it's not only men who can get this prize, it's also women. So it's kind of all inclusive. You know?
All right.
And it's not an attack on men, it's just an attack on misogyny.
Okay. That's
and
amazing.
Inequality. Yeah.
That's amazing.
But
then what happens then to the person?
I don't know. They probably don't accept the award. I mean, it's not like a statue, I believe.
Yeah.
It's more like a title. Not a desirable one, though.
Amazing. I love this, really.
Yeah, I'm glad.
If you could change one thing to reduce gender inequality instantly in Slovenia, what would that be?
This is also a super hard question, because I think there's just so much gender equality here that I don't really feel like or maybe I do get stopped a lot by men, and they're kind of like sometimes very
in the streets, you mean?
Yeah, or like at the train, you know. I meet great guys there, like I meet friends, but I also meet like creepy.
And like they talk to you,
Yeah, but it's not that common. I have to say like 90% of the guys are like respectful, and when I say I don't want anything more than like not even a friendship, I don't want anything more than like a conversation, you know, to pass the time. They're respectful of my boundaries. But
that's good.
I think that men can just sometimes be a little too intrusive and disrespectful of women that they don't even know. And in their head it's probably like, you know, she's gonna not even remember me in like 2 hours. But I think these interactions can really leave a negative effect that goes deeper than just the day or the hour it happened. And I think men aren't even aware of that, so I think I would raise awareness of like catcalling. Is that what it's called?
Catcalling, yeah, you're right. I forgot the word.
That. But otherwise, like, if you were to get like a job, I think sometimes when there would be kind of discrimination in terms of if a woman was like younger and she like would be pregnant or would like potentially could get pregnant, that they would choose a man over her. But that's not like a standard practice, that's just sometimes a concern. Or you would hear stories about women like being assuming because you can't really prove that, right? And I think that but most jobs require an interview, right? And when you're up there, they're gonna probably not know for sure, but assume your gender. So it's kind of hard to like. It's not like if you were to get the credit on a bank and they would just blank all of the forms, right?
Okay.
All of the personal data. It is personal, which is kind of funny because it's business, right? It's work, but it's hard to just not take gender into consideration. But the people in power definitely abuse it. But I wouldn't say that's typically Slovenia. I would say I live in such a privileged country where I really never felt like I want to be a guy.
Well, I'm so glad. Really. I think not everyone can say that, honestly.
Yeah.
And I can see Slovenia looks pretty safe, honestly. So now focusing on feminism, what is your own personal definition of feminism?
Yeah, I think that's interesting because a lot of people think it's like a hate towards men, or that it's like a love for women, and it's actually a love for equality.
Yes. Wow, what a nice answer.
I think about that a lot, so.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Do you consider yourself a feminist?
Definitely, because I think this like even word like women would be like, I support like gender equality, but I'm not like a feminist, and I would be like, that is the literal definition of a feminist, a person who like supports, or maybe like not just supports but advocates for it, right? But I think that there's just so much shame tied to this word.
I know.
I don't know why. I don't know why it has such a negative connotation. I think it's because of men.
Yeah, I want to say, I think it's because they feel threatened, you
Yeah.
know, by the fact that we could have more rights, and that the fact that they could be out of this. And
yeah, because I think not just men, like just so many people, even women, maybe even in my personal life, more women.
Are there some ways you express your feminism?
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows I'm passionate about many causes, right? It's not just feminism. It's like the environment.
Yes.
Animal rights.
Thank you for mentioning
and mental
this.
health.
Yes.
But I'm not actively participating in like an association of any kind. I just raise awareness by starting difficult conversations with my friends, and I think that would like be the first step that anyone could take.
Yes.
But I plan to do more. I want to explore that activism more. But I think Slovenia is just such a small country where we don't have these such well-established groups.
I see. Okay.
So
Well,
I
you
may
can
just
start it.
I may just have to start my own, you know.
Come on, young generation.
You should like move here and we can.
Yeah. How many people are you in Slovenia? I'm wondering.
Just about like 2 million, a little more. Yeah, 2.5.
2.5 million.
Somewhere. I'm not the best with like facts, so don't fact check me on this.
No worries. Do you consider yourself well surrounded?
Now that I cut a few people off.
Yes, maybe not the best question.
No, I do actually.
Okay.
It's liberating, and I just started exploring those connections that weren't so meaningful to me before. They were like not close friends, but I just started exploring them, and I've seen people open up to me and me to them. And I think relationships, you have to work for them, but in their essence, they should be simple. And I think that some people just make them hard and make you feel like you're hard to love. It just didn't work anymore, and there's power in letting go One of my favorite books actually is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro.
Okay, my next question was like, what is, if there is like a feminist book, movie, piece of hearts, person that inspires you?
That would definitely be Michelle Obama though.
Oh yeah, true.
With her biography Becoming. She has released a new one like last year in December or October.
Okay.
But I haven't had the time to read it, but it's on my book. Yeah, Becoming was definitely, which is why I also want to maybe write a memoir one day. But I'm so not glad. As important as her, but I want to just maybe not even release it and write it for me and like my maybe possible
You're as
future.
Important, you're not as famous for now, but you're as important, and she would, I think, agree so much on this.
I think every person is important, right?
Yeah.
And special.
If you could say something to your past 10 years old, what would you say to that little girl?
I think that 10-year-old Katja was just living her life, you know. I was super confident as a kid, but then kind of as an adolescent, I was kind of like, it did kind of shake me, you know. Mm-hmm. You're gonna go through some changes now. And you're gonna feel like all over the place, but you're gonna be in 10 years, right? Now. In some time, you're gonna find yourself, and it's really worth, you know, the pain, the hard work that you're gonna have to put in to be at a place where you will be happy, but it's all worth it, you know. Just keep your head up and don't get too influenced by others people's opinion. And a quote I like, I love quotes by the way, and songs and books, films, is don't take like a critique. Don't take a critique from someone you wouldn't take advice from.
Very good message.
Yeah.
Okay, I think she would gladly hear this. And now, as a Slovenian woman, what message would you like to share to other women and people from gender minorities around the world?
Your voice matters. Your story matters. Even though people, wherever you live, you know, this was actually, what I'm saying is like inspired by a speech of Lupita Ngolo.
Okay.
She is a famous Oscar-winning actress.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And she said, no matter where you come from, your voice matters, and you should dream big. Amazing. And you're valued, and you're valuable, you're important. No matter if like people know you, if people recognize, a lot of people don't even know about Slovenia. Like probably 99.999% people don't know about Maribor. Will probably never hear about me. I don't want to jinx it though, you know.
Yes, girl. Who knows? You're gonna start feminist groups here. You're gonna be on the streets.
No, not me. Maribor. I mean, I'm not. Yeah. Maribor is the main.
Yeah,
of main
right.
importance.
You're right.
So, but I think my story matters, and when I open up to people, they really see value in it, and they open up then by themselves. So it would be just kind of, don't be afraid to speak up, because you will find people that your story would give so much meaning to their life, and maybe help them discover something they didn't know about themselves. So just don't let your voice be silenced.
Well, thank you so much. That is such a powerful message, and the quotes you used to, and
you should watch.
I think people will love it. Well, thank you so much, Katja. That's the end. I'm so glad I had you. Thank you for coming. I have to go run for my train.
Yeah, we're gonna.
So I say bye-bye on the podcast, but I'm gonna hug you afterwards.
Bye-bye. Lovely being here. I'm so thankful.
It was Sun Sister